Okay, we're getting started here to make sure it gets started. So, okay, there we go. So, today I want to talk a little bit about the. You have two different versions of ancient history. You have the ancient history as presented by, secular historians. They just talk about Sumer, they talk about Akkadians, and there's a whole bunch of things. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that the Bible was talking about Sumerians and Akkadians long before any Epic of Gilgamesh was discovered or any tablets or anything written in Sumerian was ever discovered. The Bible was talking about. So that's what I wanted to highlight today, because it doesn't seem like there's a connect. There's like a disconnect that people are thinking that, secular history is one thing or ancient history is one thing and Bible history is another. They even refer to it as mythology. No, it's actual human history. And the Bible talks about Sumerians and Akkadians, and long before anyone even knew about them today, right, or in recent history. So let me just go to the verses. Hello, Dana. How you doing? From Czech Republic. So here's one example that the Bible talks about. I didn't even present. It's because I was trying to get stuff to work. I couldn't get it to work. Gotta share my screen here. Let's see, entire screen. There's screen. Share. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Genesis 10, and we'll see what the Bible says about Akkadians. It says, "Now Cush fathered Nimrod. He became a mighty one on earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Accad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar." So that was the beginning of his kingdom. From that land he went to Assyria and built Nineveh, Rehoboth-Ir, Calah, and Resen between Nineveh and Calah. That is the great city. Okay, so it clearly names the city of Akkad, of course, Babel, and the land of Shinar, which is eastern Mesopotamia. And I guess it just passes right over people because this Akkad here is spelled differently, but it's the same Akkad as Akkadians. So here in the Bible, in Genesis, it talks about Akkadians in the land of Shinar, which is Sumer, Mesopotamia. So another verse I wanted to highlight, and this is about Abraham. Then he said, "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans, to give you this land to inherit." He's talking to, of course, Abraham or Abram. And it clearly shows that Abram was a Sumerian from a Sumerian city. And the same Sumerian land that Nimrod was in charge of, or was there, of course, we know he was there. Tradition has it that Abraham had a run-in with Nimrod because of his idols. So there we have it. It's very clear, and people need to know this, that the Bible talks about Akkadians long before anybody else knew about them. It's Nineveh and Assyria. Nineveh, Babel, Erech, and Akkad. So it's something that, people need to realize. And I don't think that people realize it too much. Let me see what we got here. See. Out of that land went for Asher and built Nineveh and the city Rehoboth and Calah. Well, Asher is the son of Shem, and he's the Assyrian connection. So Nineveh first wasn't in the area of Nineveh, but he was in the area of Akkad. So it's when the Akkadians went west and took over or began to control the land of Assyria. And they became a big problem in the world. They became a big problem for Israel as well. And rest between Nineveh and Calah, that great city. And Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn Heth. And the Hittites, the Hittites, right? And unto Eber were born the sons, name was Peleg, for in the days of the earth was divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan's descendants of Joktan are considered the other Arabic people besides the descendants of Ishmael. And of course, Abraham had 6 other non-Israel or that weren't from Isaac. 6 other sons that besides Isaac and besides Ishmael. So there's even more possibility to have descendants of Abraham, and even besides the other ones from Joktan, besides the other people descended from Joktan. So today, it's hard to know who survived from then till now. I mean, as far as the paternal Y haplogroups, but we do have the colon model haplotype, which identifies the J1P58 as being descendants from Aaron. Children of Shem, Elam, Asher, Arpachshad, Lud, and Aram. And another thing is a lot of people assume this is the order of descendancy, and it's not necessarily the order of descendancy. Like in Genesis 10, it talks about Shem, Ham, and Japheth. But that's not the order of descendancy, because according to Noah, Ham was the younger son. And according to genetics, he is the younger son. And Japheth is the older son. So it's not always in necessarily the birth order, unless it says somebody was the firstborn. And then you know he was the firstborn. But it's very important to get everything correct so that we can get everything in the correct order. I wish I had some of my statements here. Actually, I have to find it again because I had to restart my computer. Let's see what I got here. Oh, let's see. Table of Nations. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. It might be interesting. But I'm actually looking for something else. But anyways, I'd probably be too involved. But that's important to know. Let me see. Okay. Okay, the children of Shem, Elam, Asher, Arpachshad, Lud, and Aram. Canaan begat Sidon his firstborn, and Heth, and a Jebusite, an Amorite, and Girgashite, and several others, including Sin, and Hittite, Archite, Sinite, and Arvadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. And afterward, the family of the Canaanites spread abroad. They did, and yet there's not too many left besides the descendants of the Sinite descendants that went through South Asia, went up into Tibet and other places. And I'm getting bad weather. I don't know if I'm going to get cut off here. So maybe I just better finish the live stream now so that I don't get kicked off and then try to get back on. Okay. All right. God bless everybody. Take care. And see you soon, hopefully.